Now they flow like water. I'm too blessed to be a loser. And Kaninu, I was a breadwinner. And then Shana Jimmy is a fever. I told me that, say when you're lying. My family, I don't binti. They say I'm here trying to search.
My name is Maliek Combs. Currently, I'm a student at Augustana College in the United States. I'm here on a historical tour in the area called Jamestown, otherwise known as Old Accra. It is a subsection of the capital, Accra, in Ghana. This location has so much history that I couldn't help but make this documentary. So join me as I find out what this beautiful city is all about. And with me right here, I have the man, Mr. Nice One. And he will take me on this tour to find out what it's all about.
What are some landmarks that come to mind when you think of Ghana's capital, Accra? Labadi Beach, the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, Independence Square?
Jamestown, one of the oldest areas of Accra, is interestingly the most vibrant. The rich tradition of the native Ga people have made this a thriving and alive area. Historically, the Ga people are believed to originate from other areas of the Middle East and Africa. These places include Israel, Egypt, Sudan, and Nigeria. It is believed that the past people in these areas settled in Ghana.
As we walk through the streets of Jamestown, I get a rich sense of what the city is all about. I met a young local as I was walking through the streets of Jamestown. He was very friendly, and we spoke about soccer and how he is on a local soccer team here in Jamestown. Soccer also plays a large role in the children's lives here in Jamestown. Mr. Nice One began to tell me about the area here regarding the fishermen's village and the surrounding buildings. He was telling me that the Ga fishermen are very hardworking, creative, and good people to be around. He also said that they use the little they have and make the best of it. Their good spirits make the Ga the amazing people they are. One of the locals told me to jump in the water, and as I was nervous, I still wanted to catch some waves and take a dip into the refreshing ocean. As reckless as it was, I definitely had a blast doing it.
Brazil House is a restored Empire-era house that has been transformed into a museum chronicling the history of Ghana's Afro-Brazilian returnees.
The house was built by the Tabon people, former African slaves who left or were deported from Brazil after slave revolts in 1835. Freed African Brazilian slaves settled in many West African countries, but in Ghana they received a particularly warm welcome. Given land by a local chief, they settled around Jamestown, starting businesses, agricultural ventures, and even trading slaves themselves. Brazil House has now been restored as a gesture of friendship between the governments of Ghana and Brazil, in recognition of their shared past. Relations between the two countries are described as excellent, and Brazil is investing heavily in mechanizing Ghana's agriculture and food production. Also, $300 million of aid for a hydroelectric dam project has been implemented, as well as providing other financial aid. Historical relics, such as Brazil House, have played their part in attracting thousands of people from the African diaspora across South America, the Caribbean, the US, and Europe to live and set up shop in Ghana. In the past, the district was once the hub for a succession of Portuguese governments before the city of Accra became the capital of the British Gold Coast in 1877. The colonial style of the area can still be seen among run-down streets of today's Jamestown. The quarter is a safe and friendly place through which to wander during the day. There is a clear sense of community and togetherness for the people here. Two buildings stand out on the waterfront skyline, James Fort and the Jamestown Lighthouse. James Fort was built by the British in the 17th century. As it stands above the fishing harbor, the view it holds is amazing. It served as a prison in the past and now serves as a monument. It's a compelling reminder of the rich history Ghana has with colonialism. Historically, the Jamestown Lighthouse served as a shipping post for colonial rulers. Previously, the area was a harbor for trading between the British and other European countries. The Jamestown Lighthouse stands out by its landmark red and white color. Also, there are some pretty spectacular views available from this area as it overlooks the fisherman's village and Accra. Economically, the area is challenged by its infrastructure. Droughts cause crops to fail and overpopulated living arrangements cause people to become sick and depraved. Jamestown also lacks proper schooling, hospitals, street lighting, and an efficient drainage system. But what this area lacks financially, it makes up for in spirit and tradition. Festivals are a large part of life here in Jamestown. They supply the area with money and a rich sense of the past. The Ga Homowo festival usually occurs in July and celebrates the passing of hunger. Peple is served, which is ground cornmeal with fish. The Chalewote festival is a music, arts, and crafts festival held in October. These festivals generate mass amounts of income for the area and are good to follow for the tradition. A side of history that few know about in this area is the fact that many prestigious Ghanaian boxers have grown up in Jamestown. In fact, at least 7 young boxers have become world champions. These include David DK Poison Cotier, Joshua the Hitter Claudy, Ben Wonder Taki, Ike Bazooka Quarterly, and of course Azuma the Professor Nelson, who is widely considered to be the greatest African boxer ever.
You remember Azuma Nelson? He once trained here.
Boxing is serious business here in the quarter of Bukom, which is one of the poorest districts in Jamestown. There are more than 20 boxing schools here, and there is no other place in the world that has produced so many world champions in the last 75 years.